Well, hello there, everybody.
G'day guys, welcome to the Bastion Airsoft podcast. This is the first release of multiple to come. My name is James and we all go by club names, and mine is Otter. I'm here today with three good guys from the club. Obviously on my right I've got the host, Mr. Howard Mercer, aka Wasp, as everyone will know in the airsoft community. I have his son, obviously it's Mr. Rain Mercer Barnes, aka Aries. I think he might be a Tron fan, considering, and we've got just next to him, second in command, obviously Leon, aka Blunt. These are designed to be released as we see fit. It might be a weekly release, but we're just having an open forum and conversation today to go through a couple of things we like about airsoft. The man Howie's got a couple of questions of his own. There have been special requests to mention G8 buys. If you mention the Bastion promo code in store, you get a little discount on anything you go and see or go and pick up. That's completely dependent on what it is. If it's a load of brand new gear, you know, he'll see fit to what to discount from that. We've also got our two offshoot suppliers and enthusiast shops, which is ASGC. Obviously for all your gun needs, obviously BBs, anyone who's a seasoned pro in the airsoft community will know obviously this place. And Army and Outdoor, where you can source the best military surplus gear, all the way from helmets to down to socks. You could be a German camo, British camo, whatever it is, they've got it, and we're looking forward to possibly having them on the podcast at a later date. Okay, so again, I'm James. We've got a couple of questions to roll through today. Again, open forum discussion. Question number one is, starting on my left with Leon, what's your favourite thing about airsoft, and possibly what attracted you to the sport in the first place?
So what attracted me, I guess, was in my late teens, early 20s, I was quite fairly heavily into playing paintball.
Yep.
Both indoor and outdoor. I was lucky enough that for a few years my brother worked at an indoor paintball CQB field.
Yep.
And so whenever they ran a game there, I got to play for free afterwards.
Oh, fantastic.
So I was doing that a lot.
He ref down there, right?
And what age were you when you started that?
Late teens, early 20s.
Late teens.
Yeah.
Okay, so just about the stage
When
When I was at uni.
Yeah, when I first met his brother, he'd always been into like paintball and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Loved the sport. And where we used to work down at Lincoln Green, he'd like always suggest to go and do that as a, like a group thing.
Yep, awesome. And was there a favourite? Was there a gun that sort of took your eye when I guess it is paintballs. So they all look so fairly similar.
Yeah.
But was there a favourite type?
It was the action. I mean, from being a little kid running around the neighbourhood playing cops and robbers with your mates,
Yeah, definitely.
all the way through, and it's just slowly deteriorated from there.
And did any of those guys, any of them migrate with you from the paintball sort of fad to the airsoft side of things? Or was it
Not
just
so
you?
much. Not so much.
Did you ever use the round guns doing paintball?
Nah, I never got. I just didn't have the money at the time. I was a uni student, so it was scrape together whatever you could, and just try and have some fun.
Yeah, and that's the best way to do it. At the end of the day, like anyone who sort of escalates really hard into the sport, if you buy all the gear straight out the gate and you don't really know what you're doing, you don't know how to follow the rules, it's going to sort of let you down. It's like being a guitar player. If you start with an awesome guitar, at the end of the day you're not going to work your way towards the good stuff. And again, you've got to start with the rental guns. And
what is the point in having something that will do amazing things if you don't know how to do amazing things?
That's right. It's like being a golfer. Why own golf clubs if you don't know how to play golf and you're just whacking horrible balls off the tee?
Talking of golf, we should do a golf thing, like a golf. So instead of having balls and tees, we'll do it with airsoft. So you have to win a hole, like airsoft golf.
I've just followed Bucky, who's one of our club members, into golf as well. He's been hitting me up.
Have you been playing?
I've got no, not yet, but I bought a second-hand set of about 14 clubs for $80. I've used that. Haven't broken yet. I'm not amazing, but yeah, definitely I feel.
Yeah, no, he's been playing a lot of late.
He has.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah, no, good for your back.
Get him back. Yeah. Okay. Well,
it's one of those sports that the sillier it
It
becomes.
does. They start watching the telly. But okay, well, I appreciate that, Leon, aka Blunt. We're going to shift over just to the right now to Rain. Same question. Obviously, I guess the default answer is that your dad probably got you into it. But what's your favourite thing about airsoft? What attracted you to the sport? Why you're here?
My favorite thing is it's like the community. You meet a lot of like good people.
Yep.
A lot of people who they really care about even just you in like a personal life.
Yep.
Like if something happens, they'll always be like, "Oh, you're all good," and it's just a great community. And I suppose what attracted me to it is obviously growing up playing a lot of video games, Call of Duty and all stuff like that. It's just being around guns and stuff like that. It's just cool.
Yeah, it's got. I guess. Did that spawn the name, the Brotherhood? Did that sort of feeling of you can kind of get together and have a bit of a rant about life at the same time?
No, so the Brotherhood is all about family. It's we are a family.
Yeah.
We want everybody to feel like they've got a place to be. I always say to the club boys, even if you're not playing, you're more than welcome to just come and sit in the under the gazebos and so Daniel at the moment's buggered his knee, so he can't play. And I said to him, just come and sit.
Just for the social side of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's not you're not just an airsoft, you're a mate.
No, yeah, and it's so the Brotherhood. It's people who we'd go to war with. It's people who we want to go into battle with. People who, when we're down, will pick us up. People who, when they're down or when they need a hand, we're all behind each other.
Yep.
We're all holding each other up. It's not about. There's no egos in the club. We're one unit. Even though like I say, I'm the president and stuff. It's not like I'm in charge. You do as I say. And that's it. It's everything goes to a vote. New club members, all goes to votes. Because everybody's equal, you all have a say. And that's what I love about this. That's what I love about the Brotherhood in general. We don't just meet on the airsoft field.
No, that's right.
We sit around here, we meet elsewhere. We're going to have to do a little bit, we've got the social Saturdays, where it's hanging out and being mates. And through airsoft, I've made some brilliant mates.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely one of the most welcoming sports. Like at the end,
hell yeah,
you're there. It's a bit of a different. Being like a former sort of cricket player or a rugby player, there's a little bit of work that you have to do with the team to kind of get your name in there. But with this, it doesn't feel like that. As long as you respect the rules and you're sort of respectful to everybody, then people will welcome you with open arms.
Yeah.
And there are so many, I think, stories and walks of life that people come from. That even I don't think if we had a sit down with everybody, like one of our guys, Hutch, isn't he like a professional steel worker or something like that? He's really adept with his hands and quite a skilled guy. And we're looking at a homemade
Japanese 196 Japanese knee mortar
There you
in
go.
full aluminium.
knee mortar, and he's made this.
So I gave him a set of, so I used to 3D print parts of it. And basically what I did is I said to him, look mate, I need these in metal.
Yep.
Can you help? And he's like, just send me the files. And I'm like, I don't have
He
files.
just knocks them out.
It's in my head. And so he came around here one day with a tape measure and went, oh yeah, no, I can do that.
I will say, because we have a bit of a club like group chat, and he seems to build Lego at an astounding rate, and it will be like suddenly you built a Ferrari F40 on one of your work shifts, and that would take me like a month to do. So he's a good guy.
He's a very smart guy. He's a very, and like I say, his knowledge of metal helped immensely with turning that into a metal.
Into the real thing.
And again, so with the 3D printed parts, they're just not durable enough.
No.
At the end of the day,
They're
you know.
plasticky and sort of, yeah.
So I had a couple of these triggers sitting around for like a year, and then I went to use it and it just snapped immediately.
Yep.
Because it was the old technology. Again, with what we've got sitting over there and how we can 3D print now. Well, maybe a different kettle of fish.
Yep.
But
Totally.
yeah, when it comes to my metal bits, I always ask for is a
Quality. And obviously, other than gear, posing that same question to you, obviously other than gear and homemade things, what would be the number one thing that sort of maybe piqued your interest? Because at the end of the day, you're the test hero number one for all of this. What brought you in? What sort of hooked you in initially?
So I was buying an air rifle from Young's Air Guns down on Dominion Road.
Yep.
And I saw this is going back 15, 16 years, and there was a plastic Tokyo Marui block Springer on the, that's what you get back there really,
Yep.
sitting on the wall. And I was like, what the hell's that? He said, it's airsoft. I said, what's this? And he explained what it was. And I was like, gee, how much is it? It's like $50. And I was like, oh hell
Thank
yeah!
you very much. Yeah.
I'll take that. So grabbed the first gun I ever bought was a Springer Glock. I took it home, pinged targets with it, and I remember I said to one of my mates, I said, yeah, there's got to be a place we can do this. And he's like, oh, we'll have a look around. And he found the ASGC arena.
Oh, right. Okay. So
We
that's
went
the
down
link.
there. Yeah, we went down there with Springers and run around an indoor field and got absolutely lit up. Got mullered. We got owned
In love
so
ever
badly.
since.
And I went home from that covered in welts, grinning from ear to ear, and every weekend I try and get out and do it since.
It's a good adrenaline burst.
yeah.
Yeah.
Every weekend I do something airsoft related, whether it's fixing guns, going and playing, writing games. I try. Weekend is airsoft based.
Yeah, and we appreciate that. And I think all the boys, down at the club see the effort that goes in.
We try.
Yeah.
We try.
Okay, well, there's one that's come in. I had a comment sort of given to me the last game. That the question they wanted to be sort of posed is what's an occurrence that's happened in airsoft over the last maybe let's say couple of months that's kind of taken you a little bit back, obviously in a positive sense, like at least expect like a courageous act from a teammate, or maybe like a gun issue or a funny story that took you by surprise that you'd maybe like to voice.
I think the thing that has surprised me most over the last couple of months has got to be UX.
Yeah.
Like that experience
Crikey,
of UX. Like playing, like I said in the video from the day, walking down the middle of the road, fully strapped, there's traffic lights, you can see.
It didn't feel right in a little bit, did it? It felt
was-
like we were walking around in public a little bit, yeah.
I half expected somebody to go, oi, bloody hell are you doing? It was so bizarre, but in such a positive way. I love that. It felt like a once in a lifetime experience,
Yeah.
but
Definitely do it again.
oh, hell yeah, in a heartbeat. And I will tell everybody, if you get the opportunity to go do it, you've got to do it.
Yeah, but anyone who's surfing online, that was under the banner of UX. So if you
Is it ASA?
it's
It's ASA.
ASA, UX, and obviously there'll be a bit of presence of them on social media. But
Oh yeah, no. So that's done by Benno, runs the UX
is
stuff.
it Benno Cook? Is it
Benno Cook,
Benno Cook? Yeah.
Real nice guy, real nice guy. Spoke to him a little bit on the day. Just that whole experience, like breaching buildings, throwing grenades into buildings, just sitting there, sniping the doorway, waiting for somebody who you know is in that building to stick their bloody head out so you can, I'm gonna get this sausage.
Awesome.
But out of all of again, I've been playing close to 15 years. Out of all of the games I've ever played, one of the best experiences. And I've played quite a few games over the years.
There are a couple of new faces there as well. And then, was that the same for you, Leon? Did you feel in terms of an
recent,
occurrence?
Yeah. In terms of surprising or out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's not your normal cup of tea airsoft build.
No. That was,
It's a very. I felt kind of that we're privileged to get the opportunity.
yeah.
To play amongst it, and hopefully we do again.
100 plus people?
Yeah, easy.
100 plus? It was good. It was a good day.
Yeah, I mean there was some video captured, and it was it was.
You got out.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
There
Nora.
was some good tactics. Shout out Nora for that tactic. You'll see. I won't say any more than that. I'm sure we'll have her on a podcast at some point. She can explain herself. But yeah, no.
Defend her actions.
Well, I would probably
Her name.
chastise me even more. I would say. I would just no, it's very, very well played.
That was an excellent day. It was a good day. It was a good day.
And that's in terms of gear stories, anything like that. Any funny gun breaks or anything about equipment which you sort of went, oh, that broke, and all that. Where did that come from?
As it happens, my MP5 that I've been running of late has decided to go rogue on me.
Oh no, the sacred. What's happened?
It just shoots as it sees fit.
Is this the drummy? Is this
No,
this,
no. So he
is this
bought
another
the-
one?
He
No,
bought
it's
the
the
new.
same model that you were last using of Howard's, but my own one.
So full auto from nowhere, then nothing, then full auto again, or like?
Yeah.
It'll shoot full. It'll on semi. It'll shoot sometimes semi, sometimes 3-round burst, sometimes full auto. On full auto, it'll just keep firing,
Amazing.
even when you're not pulling the trigger anymore,
Oh, crikey.
until the mag empties.
Question about it: does the trigger hold?
No,
So it flips
the
back.
trigger releases and it just keeps spraying.
I think it might be something to do with the trigger contacts.
Yeah, it's got to
like
be.
fire pocket open.
It's got to be.
She, yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
great.
it started doing it
UX.
at UX, which is last week.
Yeah,
the week before.
No, last week. Last week, not weekend just gone. Weekend before.
And
Always
and
the really important games that your gear
and
decides to go.
I said at the time, oh, this is not looking promising. It's starting to do its own 3-round burst, which it's not supposed to do.
No.
And then when I ran it yesterday up at Strategy Tag in Whangarei, it just went full mental.
Right.
Yeah.
Just wants to be a
You
Gatling
say
gun.
that, like, you pull the trigger, let it go, and it would just
It
dump the mag.
just keep firing.
Don't mind if it's own.
Yeah.
I want to shoot that
But
person.
for anywhere from 1-2 seconds to 5, 6, 7 seconds.
Amazing.
So
Okay, well, I'll
at-
stay away from that one then.
At,
That's,
at that point, it becomes a hassle to run,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
So I
it's-
need it.
Yeah, we'll sort that out. But it's got no
Next-
MOSFET
going
in
into
it,
the
so
workshop.
that's why I initially thought maybe the MOSFET's got damp and it's playing up or doing something, but it's not MOSFET at that
No,
point.
it was just a real basic G&G MP5 model,
Yeah.
which, you know, when I started using it, it was totally fine. I was happy enough with it. But yeah, that's gone off the rails now.
Oh,
Maybe
goodness
they
me.
will trick it out like the other MP5.
And that, so does that carry over to you, Rain? Does any? I mean, obviously, in terms of the things you least expected to happen with gear, anything for you? Obviously, you know, we've got a couple over the last couple of months with everybody. Is there a standout one for you? Any point?
Leon's MP5.
That same thing.
Standout.
Were you on the receiving end of that MP5?
A little bit.
A little bit.
It's quite good. Yeah, it was just this hilarious.
At UX, because you're only allowed semi at UX, all of a sudden it's like, bah! Oh, shit!
Oh goodness! Right. That needs a bit of a naughty corner. A couple of 5
Yes,
minutes.
yes,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be benched for a little while at
Oh,
least.
crikey.
Yeah, well, again, once I...
It's not like I've got a shortage of other things I could
Yeah,
run.
no, I was going to say, we do have a few knocking around in here.
More than one MP5, let
Yeah.
alone one gun to use.
Yeah, so we're sitting in a room with 87 rifles, and actually because I've got a few of yours in here as well, so about 89 to 90 rifles.
Wow.
I don't know, 20 odd pistols.
But in saying
Whole
that,
armoury.
as a maybe it's just me as a creature of habit, but I have 1 or 2 that are my go-to and I run,
Yep.
and that's what I want to run
comfort.
every game.
Yeah.
And no matter how many I got in the collection, it's going to be
It's always
that
those
1 or 2
two.
gun until the point that I'm not running them anymore, and then it's
Buy the
something
same
else.
guns again.
Yeah.
I remember for years it was the SD6, the MP5 SD.
Yep.
For years. Until the Magwell
Yep.
would no longer hold a
I
mag.
used it. I ran it so much that I wore out the inside of the magwell and it won't hold mags in it anymore.
So that's a love affair. That's a
And-
love
but
affair with
still fires functions perfectly well.
So
but
he
you
bought
got
a
to
drummy.
you got to duct tape the mag into it.
He
to
bought a
hold it in
drummy
place.
and duct taped it to it.
Yeah, that's
It's still,
that's
I ran it like that for a few games too, and then I thought, this is getting silly now.
that,
it's
boys
time
and
to-"
girls, is love. That's love. It's
Yeah.
first gun.
Then you got the
Yeah, it
gassy
was my
M4
first
burst.
airsoft gun that I brought too. Yeah.
There you go.
He painted it gold. It's still here. It's that one there.
So for our audio listeners, on the right hand side, obviously our boss man Howard's got a pretty much like a portable armory in his property, and we've got most of those guns on the right here. And there's the first, obviously that Leon aforementioned gun is painted gold now, so that will tell you anything about his
Badly.
likeness for it.
I might
not,
add.
not like the gold AK that he's got.
no.
That's very pretty. But then you've got this one, eh? This is one of yours.
Yep.
This is I believe M4 body with
It
a
is.
with a bipod.
Yep, it's
Looks dangerous.
a WE Gassy M4,
There you go.
which came to us via osmosis. I think we got, again, Leon and I have a very, we've known each other since he was a child.
Yep.
And so basically I steal all his stuff. I live my life vicariously through Leon. So what Leon buys, I
Or buy 3 of.
well, no, he'll only buy the one of, but I will always cherish them.
G8 buys Bastion promo code. Make sure you go. Yeah. So well, that's great. I mean, obviously on the way over here, Harold, so we were talking about the series of upcoming events that obviously you've got on your radar. I guess that would be a great time to mention anything that's in the calendar over the next sort of couple of weeks / months.
So,
anything?
If we look at the calendar, February we've got the Social Saturday on the 2nd.
Yeah.
Which is again, is it the first?
Yeah.
Oh, first. Sorry, I lied. It's the first. That is just a hangout day for, like I said, so we can just chill and be mates.
Casual hangout, sling a few pews, can play some mini games, whatever people feel like at the time.
It's a relatively new thing, and I think it's come around because there's a lot of social interaction that goes on with the club members, and there's time where you just want to come and have a barbecue with these people because you actually genuinely like them.
It's a hangout
the
day.
guns come with you.
And it's also a real nice day to introduce new people to the sport.
Yes, yeah.
Because it's not like a full-on get your gear on.
Big intimidating.
No.
Get out there. These are the rules. It's
And it is like that. I mean, if you see, 2 or 3 years in the sport now, but I mean, when I first started, when you got no gear and you turn up to a car park, people were bristling with it. You got no idea what to do. Like every sport, it's going to be the same territory, but it does feel a little bit like you're a bit of a fish out of water.
It can be quite intimidating.
Oh, big time.
Turn up
Big
to
time.
A bunch of guys that are all dressed in their multicam
And when
spec
they're-
ops.
That's right.
Yeah.
got their headphones on and they're all kitted out. Going back to the question, what were any standout moments for you?
Oh, for me,
We never got your.
I will say, I mean, I've got to make a massive shout out to you, Howard, because it's a heck of an endeavour putting on these events, and obviously in these days, when people are socially, you just want to kind of go home from work. It takes a lot of enthusiasm to jazz it up, and someone who is somewhat operationally inclined, I do respect that quite a lot.
Oh, thank you. No,
So it's good to see enthusiastic club sport people still out there, and someone who's willing to deal with things in quite a passive way as well, and just make sure everyone's having fun. I've also got to thank you for my now financial burden of an MP5, which is going to be coming in fairly shortly. For anyone who doesn't want to be a gun owner, don't go to Howard, because you will be a gun owner after, or an airsoft gun owner.
So that MP5, even though it's full spares only, you are always more than welcome.
Oh, it's awesome.
Like I say, it's not like I don't have other stuff to run. At the moment, I'm running my the real steel that we've converted into an airsoft gun. Did you play with that?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It's so good.
So it fires a little left, but again, for if you want to hold a real gun, that's as close as you're gonna get.
Yep. I will say another highlight, a funny moment is obviously, and this will happen to everybody. I don't care what you say. You end up traversing terrain in a way that you don't really want to. I managed to go through an entire section of scrub and trees, which was probably about 15-20 feet high, just fell down it, and it was one of those things where you just come back to consciousness, and the sky's purple, and you go, I've just fallen 20 feet down a hillside, and I'm still okay. I think that did happen at one of the Northland games. Which obviously, again, there's a whole Northland chapter. We've had a very recent game based up in Whangarei. It's run by good club member Russ and Howard together, overseen.
I stand back from that one.
Russie, yeah.
He is. It's entirely his show. He is the man. When it comes to writing little games and running games, he does a fantastic job. Again, we gave him a little overbrief of what we like to do at the Bastion. He took it and he's sprinting with it, and he's doing wonderful.
Awesome.
And those wonderful job.
Yeah, and the details of both, obviously, for anyone who's completely new to the sport who happens to be tuning into this, there are event pages for both the Northland and also the Auckland games online. When this gets released, once it's chopped down, there'll be a little link that you can check it out. Yeah,
check out the links below.
Check it out, and again, obviously, there's will be a big upcoming social series, getting people together, getting them into the sport, maybe for the guys who need a little bit of sort of guidance, who might be a little bit younger, to show them the ropes. That's what it's designed for. Okay, well, we
sorry, we were going through the games. I
Yep.
I interjected and asked
Should we
you to
reintroduce the upcoming events?
Yes, we should do the
Yeah, if there's an event on your calendar, obviously anything that you've got quite a few there. What would you start with from that list?
Well, we've got Social Saturdays coming up on the 1st. Then we've got our King of the Hill, which is a push and retreat game to a fort we're going to build.
Yep.
So club boys know that we're going to be doing a work bee on the Saturday, and then probably stay the night up there, do a bit of a camp, build a fort. So everything we put on the site has to be taken down to a building.
Yep.
So it needs to be removable. So that's going to be a good one. And then towards the end of Feb, we've got an open ASA game out at H3 Wilson Road.
Yep.
That's 22nd.
On the 22nd. Yep.
Then beginning of March for 3 days is Armoured Fury, which we've booked our tickets for. It's helicopters, and that's a big event.
Big game for those new. Obviously, for those seasons, you'll know about it. But
helicopters,
big game.
Tanks.
Armoured personnel carriers, the works.
It's quite mill silly, and you need your comms, and it's you pack in what you need. It's going to be a big event.
Go
Looking
ham.
forward to that. Then we've got week after that is our Bastion March game, which is a
16.
Search and Destroy, which is post-apocalyptic themed.
There you go.
So you can use your Fallout helmet.
Oh yeah. So again, for all the listeners, there's a bit of a 3D printing craze going around the club at the moment, and obviously, as is necessary for gun parts. Other things like helmets and gloves and pauldrons, that's another community that you'll buy into if you do join Airsoft, that people will be relentlessly designing things that aren't gun related with 3D printers.
It interjects with cosplays, with all of this sort of stuff molds into one.
That's right.
Endless rabbit hole.
Yeah. It's a endless.
You'll be in a reenactment society in about 3 months.
Oh, dude. So we've had people, like, for instance, you, prime example.
Yeah.
You went and played one game somewhere else, and it was all right. You had fun, but there was technical issues with your gear, and so it's like, here, take a gun and have some fun. Don't worry about what's going on. And now you've been part of the club for three years.
Going on 3 years now. Yeah, I've got me and a friend of mine called Rooster, who I'm going to get on this podcast, whatever he says. He's got it. Well, if he wants to. We joined about 3 years ago, and again, it's harkening back to a former point, about bringing new people in. The first sort of couple of actions will dictate how that person responds to the sport, and we were having a bit of an average game of it elsewhere. And Howard kindly approached us. He decked out in full gear with about 3 other people and said, "Hey, you guys newbies?" We went, "Yep, we're completely brand new." And he said, "You want to try this L8?" And I went, "Absolutely." And then from that moment forward, but me and Rooster looked at each other and went, "Yeah." I said, "Let's stick with these guys." And it's been we probably a few months later, after about 4 or 5 additional games, we're now members, and we're in love with the club and the way that it's run,
And the guns.
and the guns and everything else. I imagine at some point, these all of these games are released as social events on Facebook. So if you follow the Bastion or follow the Bastion event page, which is easy to find, just the Bastion, Bastion, with a pair of wings on, obviously has a profile picture, the logo. Everything will be dictated there, and obviously, again, you can just follow that at your heart's content.
So we have all the hireage. It's not just G36s. If you want to hire stuff, we'll deck you out.
Right.
We've got all the uniforms, all the guns, all the rigs. We'll make you look like an airsoft.
That's right. Obviously, for the newbies, guys listening, if you wanted to turn up and be the complete, soldier in one go, they'll be able to get the uniforms, the guns, everything. Obviously, the cost will be relevant to that hireage, but I haven't met anyone who's not done that, who's not gone, right, I'm in love with it now. So, okay.
Most of our people are guys who have played once and then gone, "Oh, this is just amazing."
Yeah.
So, like you were talking about Rob earlier, going to play golf with Rob.
Yep.
So Rob turned
Shout
up
out, Rob.
to one of our. He went to every game the first 3 years we were going.
Yeah.
2 years we were going. Every game, didn't miss one. In the 3rd year he missed one, but he was there. So from the very get-go, when we started doing this, which was again, the entity was a little different. We did a training in the morning and then a game in the afternoon.
Yeah.
We had actual military personnel doing the trainings and stuff. That's where it started.
Yeah.
And then that's also then of course Christchurch happened in 2019. Then Christchurch happened, then COVID happened, and then everything sort of went sideways for a couple of months.
It feels like from those, particularly the last event, COVID, that people have kind of gone back to club sports with, interacting with people more, and it just feels like most people are really open to being taught things and going, I just kind of want to be part of a social movement, and they very quickly gravitate to the social parts of it as well.
Well, they were stuck inside with their families for months at a time.
Don't know how we did it, but
And the worst thing is, it's global. It wasn't just us, it wasn't just them. It was everybody. We were all in the same bucket of crap.
in the same boat.
Yeah, and now we are lucky in the fact that we have grown 4 or 5 players in the first few years. But again, you look at some of those early games, so much fun. The first jump game, we had 10.
Oh, the adrenaline from that,
10 people we had,
Yeah.
and we went through thousands of meetings.
Wow.
Thousands.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be had in this. I mean, it's a bit of a thrill ride. What we are sort of coming up a little bit on the exodus of the podcast. What I will do is I'll go around again. I'll just mention a couple of these guys because they're worth mentioning. Obviously, G8 buys we mentioned at the start of the podcast. If you give them the Bastion promo, BASTION, send them Howie sent you, and you'll get a bit of a discount on any gear that you do buy. I guess it's relative to how much you buy and how much he feels like giving you on the day. He's a good guy from what I hear. Mr. Frank, obviously our partners, obviously in supplies and guns, obviously ASGC. Speak to a lovely lady by the name of Nora, and she'll obviously get you kitted out and give you the right advice. All Romaine, who's also extremely proficient photographer. And our guys at Army and Outdoor, they are based online. I believe it's Mr. James Hale, who's one of the contacts there, who I believe we'll have on a future podcast. But
he'll be here.
Yeah, stay tuned for additional podcasts. There will be rotational social events that will come on the Bastion page. Give it a follow, even if you're not sort of actively involved. Get sort of up to speed. BASTION. And for now, I've been James, aka Otter. We've got the host here to my right, obviously club founder Howard Mercer, Wasp, obviously his son Rain, aka Aries, and second in command and good guy Leon, aka Blunt.
Thank you very much.
Same release. This will be on YouTube, and we'll splice it up and put it a few different places. But for now, if you can't be good, be careful. Thanks.
And as always, we'll shoot you laters.